Things like this are just prime examples of the timeline that we're in. Biggest moments during the Biden Trump debate. What a travesty. I haven't really watched it. I've seen a couple of clips here and there, specifically of Biden just literally not even being able to formulate a sentence. He can't speak. It's sad. He's senile. I don't know if he has dementia. I don't know what's going on. The man is 81 years old. How old is Trump? 78? Like, this is the best that America can muster. This is the best that America can show the world. Like, how embarrassing at this point. It's just sad. I feel like we are entering the point where this becomes elder abuse, at least for Biden. Trump seems to be, he's still all there, but, I don't know if I'm just being hyperbolic, but from what I've seen, Biden is literally, like, he can't speak. He can't function anymore at the level that you need to be functioning at to be president of the United States, man. Let's go through this, and then we're going to open up Europe's Reddit page. See what the thoughts are on the Europe subreddit. All right. Yeah. Let's just get through this 2-minute video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm Mace, best host on the West Coast, coming to you right now from Vancouver Island in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. Let's get it.
Right here in Atlanta, two presidents met on the debate stage at a moment of crossroads for our
He always looks like he doesn't know where he is.
country. Both former President Trump and President Joe Biden presenting two very different visions for the future of our country. Let's get right to the biggest moments tonight. And we've got to start right here. Some voters have expressed concern about President Biden's age and his ability to keep focus. Tonight, at times, the president seemed to lose his train of thought, including in his answer early in the debate to a question about the economy.
Much less tax, and companies were bringing back trillions.
We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to...
Elder care, something Biden should look into. Trump really hasn't aged that much, in the past few years.
Sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Ouch. The hilarious part there was the look that Trump gave him there in mid-sentence. He's like, "You okay, bro? You good?"
Do with look, if we finally beat Medicare.
But that was not always the tenor of the debate. There were also moments of high energy exchanges like this one, where Mr. Trump and Mr. Biden clashed over one of the biggest issues of this election, the future of abortion access after the Supreme Court's 2022 decision overturning Roe v. Wade.
He can take the life of the baby in the 9th month and even after birth, because some states, Democrat run, take it after birth. Again, the former governor of Virginia, put the baby down, then we decide what to do with it. So he's willing to, as we say, rip the baby out of the womb.
I don't really want to touch that debate with the 10-foot pole, at least right now.
In the 9th month and kill the baby. Nobody wants that to happen, Democrat or Republican. Nobody wants it to happen.
You're lying. That is simply not true. The Roe v. Wade does not provide for that. That's not the circumstance. Only if a woman's life is in danger, she's going to die. That's the only circumstance in which that can happen. But we are not for late-term abortion, period. Period, period.
The thing is, they both tell falsehoods. They both bend the truth. They both lie. They're both... I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. All right, let's look. Shipwreck and carnage. Biden's debate flop stuns European media. Why don't we take a quick look at the article? get out of here. The reviews from across the Atlantic are in, and they're not pretty. Europe's press was stunned by Joe Biden's near-catastrophic performance in the first U.S. presidential debate of 2024 in the early hours of Friday morning. The continent's leading website splashed with scathing reactions and commentary about the showdown between Biden and former U.S. President Donald Trump, with many singling out Biden for criticism after a rocky display in which he struggled with detail and delivered halting lines. Swedish broadcaster SVT declared Biden's showing near catastrophic, while Finland's Yle called his performance a disaster. Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera said Biden acted confused with a hoarse voice, and Poland's one Et on it. What is it? He declared that Trump put Biden on his back, calling it sad to watch. I don't think anyone expected such carnage. Trump proved once again that his potential victory is bad news for NATO, Ukraine, and by extension Poland. France's Le Monde called Biden stumbling over his words a shipwreck, adding that Trump was able to roll out lies without contradiction, while Britain's Economist said Biden's horrific debate performance cast his entire candidacy into doubt. The war in Ukraine was briefly discussed during the debate, with Trump claiming Moscow never would have launched his 2022 full-scale invasion if he had been in office, as opposed to Biden. The Kiev Independent said Biden had unnerved his party with his shaking performance. Bulgarian newspaper Dnevnik summed up the overall consensus with a headline quoting a CNN commentator. "Oh my God, we've got a big problem," and called the debate a painful loss for the president. In other words, I have a bad feeling about this, to quote Star Wars. They're both too old, should be home with grandchildren, golfing, enjoying their retirements, instead of trying to control a future for the young that they have very little personal stakes in. This is a really good point. And that's also a good counterpoint that young people are still not voting. They're still not engaged in the political realm. In the culture wars, yes, but when it comes to actual engagement, when it comes to actual voting, getting involved in municipal governments, it just doesn't really happen from a grassroots level. They're more interested in memes and whatnot, and I guess that's fine too, but the main point here is that they're both too old, I think, is very poignant, and we really, all across the world, Canada's got Justin Trudeau. I don't know how old Trudeau is. I think he's around 50, maybe late 40s even. He's pretty young, and he was very young when he became prime minister. But they need to start getting some younger people in office and in politics, especially at the highest levels. 81-year-old, like, come on. This person's from Canada. Hard to get young people out when your accomplishments are insider trading and feel-good messaging, but fuck all of anything else. As a Canadian, you should appreciate the concept of if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Interesting. The fact Dems had 4 Trump years and 4 Biden years and did nothing to prevent this point other than hope for the best is insane. They should all resign for F sakes. Yeah. Insane is the right word for it. They've had this coming for so long. The image of the Democratic Party as a bunch of dinosaur elites with no contact to reality really hits home. How can they possibly be so out of touch to not understand they needed to look for a new candidate for next election? The fact that Biden would never have won another election has somehow completely eluded them. That just speaks volumes of the incompetence and corruption that exists in U.S. politics. So the whole thing is a enormous gong show at the end of the day. It's a gong show. It's a joke. It's a farce. It's a shame. And what can we do? Commentator from Norway says, the U.S. is so tribalistic due to the two-party system that they are very vulnerable to drinking their own Kool-Aid, not just the politicians either. Almost any liberal political sub on Reddit has a tendency to think criticism of Biden as a senile half-corpse equals thinking Trump is better. Avoiding any criticism of one's own party is only embracing its failures. This is a good point. The binary system, the two-party system, it's stupid. It's stupid. And the fact that there's no 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th parties that can break in. And if only they could get away from the party structure and more people running on individual platforms that aren't so rigid and constrained by their party. Croatia, Their incompetence is really next level, except when they need to cheat one of their own candidates out of winning the primary. Ooh. Yeah, that was Hillary, right? Or they took out Bernie. Yeah. Germany. Not only European media, all of the major U.S. media websites in some way suggested that Biden is way too old for his job. And he obviously is. Is this really the best both parties can present? So it's pretty common consensus here. Everybody is on the same page. It's just satire at this point. It's reading like The Onion. And that's where we're at. All right. Later.